Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. Today we will discuss estimation of serum creatinine. It is one of the most important renal function test. The other one is the blood urea nitrogen test, which we will discuss later. Introduction. Creatinine is a waste product which is excreted by the kidney mainly by the glomerular filtration. The concentration of creatinine in plasma of a healthy person remain fairly constant. It is independent of the water intake, exercise and rate of production. Excessive water intake for some time may slightly lower down the serum creatinine level and strenuous exercise may increase it, but it is never go beyond the limit or never become very high. So therefore increased plasma creatinine level always indicate decreased excretion that is due to impaired renal function. So creatinine clearance give a good estimation of glomerular filtration, which allows a better detection of kidney diseases. For this purpose, creatinine is measured simultaneously in serum as well as in urine, which is collected over a defined time period, and usually it is taken in 24 hours. Creatinine clearance, it is the sub-volume of plasma which is cleared off by creatinine in 1 minute, that is 100 milligram to 125 ml per minute. It is 100 to 125 milliliter per minute. Now we discuss the principle. Creatinine react with picric acid in the presence of sodium hydroxide to form creatinine picrate, which is an orange color compound, the concentration of which is measured spectrophotometrically at 500 nanometer wavelength, and sodium hydroxide is used to make the media alkaline. Now see the equation. Creatinine plus picric acid in the presence of sodium hydroxide, it forms creatinine picrate, that is an orange color compound. As we already discussed, first we have to prepare a color compound to check its absorbance on the spectrophotometer. So now we will see the normal value of creatinine. It is 0.5 to 1.2 milligram per deciliter, and in male it is slightly high because of the greater muscular mass, that is 0.7 to 1.2 milligram per deciliter, and in female it is 0.5 to 0.9 milligram per deciliter. Now we will see the reagent which make the colored compound. First of all, R1 is the mono reagent. It is usually freshly prepared and it is formed by adding 4 parts of sodium hydroxide and 1 part of picric acid, that is in 4:1 ratio. R2 is the second reagent, that is the standard solution of creatinine, the concentration of which is 2 milligram per deciliter. It is given to us. And third is the R3, that is sample or create, which we have to check. Procedure. Take 3 test tubes and label them as blank, standard and sample. The second number is pipette into these test tubes as following. We have to make a table, and in the first column, that is reagent, then blank, then standard and then sample. First our reagent is R1 or the mono reagent, and we take equal amount in all 3 test tubes, that is 500 microliter in all the 3 test tubes. Then R2, that is the standard solution, which is only we put in the standard tube, that is 50 microliter. And third one is the R3, that is the blood sample or the serum, which we have to check, and we put it in the sample test tube, that is the amount of which is 50 microliter, and that's all. Our third step is mix gently and incubate these test tube at 37 degrees centigrade for 5 minutes. Next step is number 4. Set the wavelength at 500 nanometer on the spectrophotometer and then adjust 0 on spectrophotometer with blank test tube. After that, find out the absorbance of standard and sample one by one in the same manner. Now put these findings in the given formula and get your result. The formula, that is the universal formula, and that is the concentration of unknown is equal to optical density of the sample over optical density of the standard into concentration of the standard solution. Optical density and absorbance is one and the same thing. Now you can write down the supposed calculation. First of all, our data, that is our wavelength is 500 nanometer. Concentration of the standard solution is 2 milligram per deciliter. And we have checked the absorbance or optical density of the sample, that is 0.04, and absorbance of standard solution, which we have noted, is 0.06. So we put all these values in the formula, and that is the formula: optical density of the sample and optical density of the standard into concentration of the standard. By putting these reading in the formula, we get the result, that is 1.33 milligram per deciliter. And as we can see, it is slightly raised as we have done it is seen previously, that it is 1.2 milligram per deciliter in male and up to 1.1 milligram per deciliter in female. Here is some key point for OSPE and Viva question which might help you in your exams. Number 1 is creatine is found in all body tissues and its highest concentration is seen in the skeletal muscle, cardiac muscles, liver, kidney and testes. Creatine is phosphorylated to form creatine phosphate, which is high energy compound, and it is formed by creatinine kinase enzyme with the formation of ADP. The creatine phosphate can reversibly donate phosphate group to ADP to form ATP. So it is a cycle. Creatine phosphate is used to maintain normal intracellular activity during the first few minutes of intense muscular contraction or exercise. Creatine is synthesized from 3 amino acids, that is arginine, glycine and methionine. Creatine and creatine phosphate simultaneously and slowly cyclize to form creatinine in muscles by a non-enzymatic reaction with the loss of water and phosphate. And note down, there is no enzyme is required to convert creatine phosphate to creatinine. So it is a non-enzymatic reaction. Creatine is useful product while creatinine is a waste product which is mainly excreted in urine. However, small quantity of creatinine is present in our sweat, bile juice and other gastric juices. The amount of creatinine excreted from the body is proportional to the total creatine phosphate content of the body, and creatine phosphate is proportional to the muscle mass. That's why serum concentration level of creatinine is slightly higher in male than in female because male has more muscular mass. Next is when muscle mass decreases as seen in paralysis, as in hemiplegia or muscular dystrophy, the urine excretion of creatine also fall. Any increase in serum creatinine is a sensitive indicator of kidney malfunction or renal function. So whenever serum creatinine is raised, it means your kidney is not functioning properly. Next is urinary excretion of creatinine is increased in early stages of starvation and hyperthyroidism, because in that muscle mass is slowly deteriorate and there is emaciation of muscles, and the same is seen in hyperthyroidism. Now have a glance look on the isoenzyme of serum of creatinine kinase. There are three. Number one is CK1, or it is donated with BB, or it is present in brain. Number two is CK2 or MB, that is present in myocardium. And number three is CK3, that is donated with MM, capital MM, and it is present in muscle. Plasma level of CK2 or MB increases in myocardial infarction. It appears in plasma 4 to 6 hours after the onset of chest pain. Peak level reaches at 24 hours and comes to baseline after 48 to 72 hours. So if you see a patient which is coming from a remote area, for example, you are working in a light hospital, that is a tertiary hospital, the patient is brought from a rural health center, from Pir Mahal or some other place, and when he reaches to the light hospital, he has taken 2 or 3 days. So we cannot detect whether he has myocardial infarction or not. So we have to go to the other marker of myocardial infarction, and these are troponin I and troponin T. These are not enzymes, and these are the regulatory protein of myocardial infarction present in the serum, and they are released in the plasma in response to cardiac damage. Cardiac troponin 1 is highly sensitive and specific for damage to cardiac tissue. It appears in plasma 4 to 6 hours after myocardial infarction, and its peak level seen in 8 to 28 hours and remain elevated for 3 to 10 days. So we can say with confidence whether this patient have myocardial infarction or not by checking the troponin T. I think it may be useful for you, and next time we will meet again with the other renal function test, that is blood urea nitrogen. Inshallah, and Allah Hafiz.